For this first edition of Profiles, we're talking to ceiba, one of the best trackers in the world. She recently played at the Red Bull Ready Check, which is one of the, if not the biggest AIM tournament we've ever had, with big name streamers, pros, and some of the best aimers in the world competing in different aim lab scenarios. And in the end, perhaps unsurprisingly, Maddie won and took the $25,000 prize. Nonetheless, this tournament was a pivotal moment in the scene, turning a lot of heads towards the relatively unknown, competitive side of aiming. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, how was the experience competing on LAN? Any nerves?
Definitely. LAN settings are generally always different from online play, but with the Red Bull Ready Check last chance qualifier, it was like I was playing a completely different game. Everyone only had 2 attempts per scenario, which really fucked me over in particular because I didn't have a significant amount of time to warm up, and it normally takes me a couple runs to play near my potential, so it was really hard with the very small amount of runs I had. I feel like I massively underperformed because of this, and because of some other factors too, so yeah, but at least I'll know for next time.
What did you think about your performance?
I only got second at the last chance qualifier. I didn't actually qualify for the real event. I got no money. I'm really dissatisfied with how I played, if I'm being totally honest. I spent 10 hours a day preparing for this LAN for the 2 months leading up to it, and I didn't gain anything for that besides experience. But yeah, the experience that I gained, I think will be really valuable for future LAN experiences for me, and I think I'm not going to underperform anywhere near as badly in the future when I go to events like this.
How are you so small?
And how was it like talking to other top players in the scene?
Dude, oh my god, it was crazy meeting so many people that I was friends with online in person. It was fucking unreal. I got along amazingly with all of the players there, even people I didn't expect to get along with. Hi, Neon. But yeah, it was really cool because everyone in person was very similar to how they were online, which I honestly didn't really expect. But yeah, the other players at the LAN were amazing, and I made so many memories with them during that short experience that, yeah, it was genuinely life-changing for me. And yeah, I will cherish all the memories I made during this LAN for the rest of my life. So yeah.
This girl.
And now, the big question. We all knew about aimbot Neon's tweet about how pros would get destroyed in this competition, saying, "I'll see you in Dallas, buddy," and so on. And unsurprisingly, perhaps, the aimers have shown a dominant performance. What do you personally think about this?
I think that it was fairly obvious to anybody who knows anything about aim trainers that the invited pros would get totally demolished by the aim trainer players. I like comparing it to physical sports, right? The aim trainer players are effectively 100-meter dash runners, right? And the actual pro players, like the invited ones, they're professional football players. As in European football, not American football. But yeah, it's comparing the 100-meter dash speed of a professional football player to the 100-meter dash speed of a professional 100-meter dash sprinter. It's unreasonable. The people who are more specialized at the task at hand are obviously going to beat the generalists. This will happen no matter what sport it is, no matter what specialization you're talking about. If you're comparing a generalist to a specialist at the specialized task, the specialist will win 10 times out of 10. So I think Neon's tweet was accurate, but I think the phrasing, shall we say, drew a lot of negative attention.
Yeah, the Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. No, it's the Sonic Wendy's Taco Bell.
We got the Taco Bell. We got the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Look.
And lastly, what impact do you think this competition will have on the scene as a whole? Do you think pros from other FPS titles start taking aim training a little bit more seriously?
For this question, I have kind of a complicated answer. I think LANs, generally speaking, are a massive positive force in any esports community, but I don't necessarily think this LAN in particular was particularly good for outsiders coming into aim training. I think that LANs are really important for building strong communities of top players. I think it's really good for connecting top players with each other. But with this LAN in particular, it was sort of unapproachable for people who weren't already familiar with the scene, and because the casting wasn't really super approachable either, or super engaging for people who don't already care about aim, it sort of wasn't fun to watch for people who aren't already aim nerds. So yeah, granted, this literally was the first aim LAN ever, full stop. And I think it actually was really good, given that it was the first LAN of its type. but I definitely think there is a lot of room for improvement for future lands like this, and I think that this land was a very good starting place, but yeah, it wasn't really great for people on the outside, and I think that overall it had a positive impact on the community, but people on the outside might not necessarily agree.